Good day. I would appreciate if we do this together. Although I can probably back up the video, forward the video, fix this video all up, and then while I'm doing all this, setting it up after the fact that it's done and knowing that it's my own reality, I would have to pick and choose between my thoughts and actually redirect the way I want you to see by me photoshopping anything at all. Because you won't see the element of thought of how oh my God, I can't believe it. How did I find that? I wasn't thinking of it. Look, I'm all gray because I'm not looking at the gray. When people put things out of the way, not to envision within their own self a built-up reality that they want, they don't know why. Because their vibration goes that way, which could have been changed on this earth. You come onto the earth, you're a spinner, and all of a sudden, click, 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 click. Now you're a combination. Now you sort of know where you are. You put the key in the door, you turn, and you turn, and you turn, and you turn, and click, 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 click. Ah, you got to the end. The result of the reality of what your perception is, based on however you thought, that nobody knows, and it's not a secret, because you can't explain something that you're still learning yourself. It's basically not the intuition, but the wanting to know. What is that? What is that? I'm not anything. So we're going to do this next thing, and I'm going to try to explain how the gun, how the movement of the earth on one of the gears move, how there's two interceptive parts to the earth. Either there's a spindle going here 12 hours and a spindle going here 12 hours. They're each going 24 hours in order for the middle one to go 24 hours. 24, 24, 24. But this is 2 times 12, and this is 2 times 12, and this is 1 times 24. So this 1 times 24 is actually getting this 2 times 12 and this 2 times 12. Almost like the hydrometers, in which apparently they want to remove because they're not doing the job right. Science didn't get it right for the hydro. I'm a transistor, am I not? I'm the center of the 2 valleys. In between me goes the water to connect my valleys together. And the grinders to the valleys, they're little nuts. They spin and they spin and they shoot their energy and they shoot their energy to make those spindles go around, and then it builds up again. And how does it build up? The female builds it up. So what I want to talk about now is catch up. Catch up. Catch up in the sun. But now there's a red sun, Nibiru, and there's that yellow sun, which sometimes we think it's an orange sun, but then when it's under construction or in a school zone they put the yellow, but under construction they tell you to be caution and drive at half the speed in the orange construction, made up by 2 colors, which is yellow and red. That if we would commit ourselves to the pool table, that the red ball is 3 and 11 equals 14. 14 is the total number that goes around the rim, and 11 is the number in Monopoly that should you start on any corner, you will take it to the next corner and then 1 to the right. And once you move 1 to the right, it's a slide. It's a slide. Once you move into this, you get the whole this. You don't get to go out of this, you don't get to go back, but you got to go in. Here's the corner. You come to the corner, and these 3 properties at the corner of Monopoly, they turn. Click, click, click. Where you take the property on this side, which you would say is Connecticut, or is that Oriental Vermont, and you turn 1 click and remove, what is it, St. Charles? Or is it the corner of New York going over to Kentucky, where all the energy is, New York, Kentucky? Spin the corner of free parking and shift New York into Kentucky. But while you're shifting, Kentucky will now go onto the outside of free parking, while on the inside, it only is 1/4 of a turn. 1/4 of a turn. There's 4 sides here. Here's Rubik's Cube. Okay, here's Rubik's Cube. Now, we're going to go ahead and show you that this is 1/4 of a turn. See where it was? Now, what I do with this one is I move it this way. I moved each of them 1/4 of a turn away from here. 1/4, 1 of 4, 1 of 4. And they're opposites of each other now. Doesn't take much. Its own reality. So I wrote this down yesterday, and every time I write and I'm not home, it bothers me so much because I need to come here and do it like the new zoo. Now, I'm going to have this all mixed up, so I'm asking you, after using 5 minutes of your entertainment of your life, to come in here and to choose, and thank you very much for just choosing me, because if I can't show reality, I wish you weren't here to start with. And I know some of you are left saying, oh, that guy, he doesn't know this, that, or whatever. You all come up with your own things, but we need to have a little bit of cushion, like the suspension, so we go into something saying, it wasn't my cup of tea. But he, deep down, as he says, he thinks he has something for us. How is it ketchup? How is it the gun? How is the sun? How are the colors that the 3 and 11 red and the 1 and the 9, the yellow ball, are both under 10 and equals to 45, which means it goes into its own value face. 1 to 9 equals to 45. 1 to 9 is the face. 1 to 9 is the face. 1 and 9, 3 and 7, that's your 360-degree face. I take this face, I put it here, I put it here, I put it here, I put it here. I have on the outside 9 and 9, 18, 36. 9 and 9, 9 and 9 opposite of each other. 18 and 18, chai, double chai, the Mayan year 20. Center 5, center 5, center 5, 7, 5, 20. The center to this is the 27th cube. It could also be known as the first cube. 1 and 27 equals to 28. Why? Because there are 26 cubes on this. 4 in the top corner, 4 in the bottom corner equals to 8. 4 in between and 4 in between is equal to another 8. Talking about the top row, 4 and 4 is 8. 4 and 4 is 8 is 16. Then you have the center row. 3, skip 2, skip 2, skip 2. Now, why am I skipping 2? Skip to the roses. I skip to the end because once I have this third one here, this one is already in the third one. This one becomes a 2-2 because it counts for 2 areas, 2 colors. It's the third one, but it's a 2-2. 3-2-2, 3-2-2, 3-2-2, all the inside corners. Now this one is the third one, but this is a 3-3 because it's the third one and it's on the corner. It's also the first one. It's 1-3-3, 3-1-3, the rotation. Now what is 3-1-3? Well, holy God, it's 7 up. 7 up got up and left. How come? Because after you get 44, now I'm switching things. I get cats. Once I get cats up. You get cats up. You get 4 up and 7. What is 4 up and 7? It's 3-1-3. That when each team has 3 wins, the 4th one takes them into the finals. 4 of 7. Cat in French is number 4. Quatre. Cats up. ATS, communication, spelled with a K, but it's ketchup. The element key of light, K and E, 11 and 5, 115, some sort of energy, or 151 equals 65. It's the other side of 1 and 2. In order to have the other side of 1 and 2 to reflect, to come into the other side of the straight arrow 1 and 2, you need 5 and 6. 1 is what goes through the 2 ends and comes out to the other side. 2 and 6. 2 and 6 and 1 and 6. The light in the zoo, B and 6F is the letter Z, bringing it from here to this corner, all the way into this corner, and then out. Now, what does it do up in that corner? How does it work? I don't know, unless it's spinning this way. 1 turns into 3, and 3 into 1, and 7 into 9, saying 7 is the South Pole, and 9 is part of the South Pole, turning into each other, unless they're turning this way. Unless this whole area is made up with 4 different things. And this one is going this way and this way, and this one is going this way and this way, and this one is going this way and this way, and this one is going this way and this way, and then this totality is going this way, while the information is going in this way. Did you follow me? So what we're going to go to right now is something easy, and it's, let's not go to tomato, but we're going to go to Heinz, H-I-N-Z. H is the 8th letter. N, H and I. I is the 9th letter. 8 and 9 is 17, equals to the letter Q. The letter Q. 1 and 7, the 17th letter. The letter Q. A and G equals to Q. A and G is a setup link in the piano, A to G. And it equals to a total of 1 and 7 is 8, and the 8th key is A again. So it's GA. It will say game because the number 135 of the sun, the number that creates the sun, the number that says ace, will create the word game, because M and E is 1, 3, and 5, and 13 and 5 is the orange ball in pool, which is made up by the yellow, A and I, and the red, 3 and 11, is 14 and 10, 24. 14 and 10, 24, okay, is 6 and 4 is 10. 6 times 4 is 24. They both are the letter X. 10, 24, okay, is the memory setup. 5, 1, and 2, 5, 1, and 3. The letter M is the 13th letter. 1 and 3, both the yellow balls. M. Where do I get 13 and 17? H and I and N and Z in Pythagorean. This is 8 and this is 5, 13. You have Q and M. Chem. Almost like in a chemtrail. Heinz. Go back to the company ownership. How does it rent out? Here's number 17. 8 and 9 is 17. 17. H and I. N and Z is the 26th and the 14th letter equals to 40. H, I, N, Z equals to 57. If you want to go with Heinz, it equals to 62. It represents the Queen. Venus, Saturn, also represents Pluto, Uranus. 0 equals 46 equals 63, creation of the Queen. 63 and 57 is 120. 120. What is 175? Well, when you have 08 and 09, where is that 08, 09? Right over here. Add 120 to this. 175, we're in the year 5775. This happens to be the church. What is this? 35. We are going to show you number 35. How do I get 35? From 38, I get 35. 2 of these is what I need. 2 of these is 366. I think it's already near July 4th at the same time. It says the church, and it also says 70. 3 by 8 is 24. 3 plus 8, 11. 24 and 11 equals 35. We need 2 of them. 1 spirit means 2 sides to this. It's 2 sides, left side and the right side. 3883 is 6776. 1776. 6 is also noted as 1. Because it's the 1 spirit of 6. Because 6 goes at 1, 0 equals 6. Maybe the 0 position because it's the bottom and not the top. The O is the way in. The 1 arrow goes in through the hole, straight through the arrow. This becomes 3. This is the electric company. The difference is that 8 ball. Ozen, Heinz, beef. Another thing I wanted to just keep talking about, if it's making any sense. Here, H and N. Instead of, I have 1 H, because the 2 of them are pairs, letters, mean turn to the side, they'll beat each other. I interswap them. I have H and N, which says the hen, because of the sound. Ashen, almost like Hashem, inside H and N. The high and the passage. H and Z can say his, can say ashes. It also says zim, it also says new, it also says in. 8 and 5 go together. 8 and 5 in the phone play in the center. 8 and 9, 17 equals to 8. All these numbers go into the center. H is here. I is here, but I and H equals 17. 1 and 7 goes back over here again. 7, 8, 9. N and Z, N is 14. It ends up over here. Z is 26. 2 and 6 ends up over here. So everything from Heinz ends up in the center. Control is right over here. Creating of 1024 was over here. Do you remember I said the 40 worlds? Again, over here. Here and here, here and here and here and here. And this is rotation for everything. I'm hoping I have this down right. 1 times 4, 1 plus 4, 4 and 5. This is the number to the sun. 2 times 6, 2 plus 6. This is the transformation. This will equal to the letter T, T and Z. I think it has the Tol Zek or Maldek, which means that there's an energy field that runs with T. Anytime you get a 0 somewhere, it's a totality in between something, right? All zeros equal the 15th letter. So all the 15th letters, I would say once I see a 0, this counts for the inner or outer part of the circle. Why? First area of the circle, binary counts at what? First position 0. How does binary work? How does Fibonacci work? We have to understand our positions of numbers and the value of the number itself, which is also the same to pi. 68 and 69, 8 and 9 is 17 equals 1, 6 and 6 is 12. 17 and 12, LQ. Both represents the L and the Q represent the queen. 137 represents Nibiru. Nibiru is the AC energy. It is the red sun. No matter what, Nibiru exists in something. 35. 2 times 35. 3 by 8. 3 plus 8. 8 and 15. 8 equals 0, 8 equals 68. 68 and 15 equals 38 again. This is the church. It's just a rotation of the church. 2 of them together equals 166. 616 the light. The spirit is 76. 1 times 6, 1 plus 6. The spirit of this church is 76. So I would take this number and I would reduce it to 35. Then I would take 35 and put it back here. 35 and 38 equals 73. 73, 146. Zion, Israel, and the number 73, Nibiru again, the gateway to creation within the light of time, 168 hours, the circle, 2 clocks. Is there anything else in here? There probably is. I was thinking of something. Another thing, 8 and 5 is 13, and 6 and 13, 1 and 3 is 4, 6 and 4. Again, east-west. 6 times 4, 6 plus 4 is MB memory. Something to do with this. What else is here? We have to understand where 15 and 8 come from inside the church. 3 by 5, 3 plus 5 is 23. 7 by 2, 7 plus 2 is 23. IW, IWN. W is 23. N, I, win. Win. Win the black ruby. But this actually says win O win heaven O ho win O. Anyways, the next part I'm going to get to is right over here. Okay, A and I is yellow. 3 and 1, the 13th ball and the 5 ball is orange. Red, okay, is the 3. 1 and 9, A and I. So this says ace. Okay, 13 says M. 15 says O. It says movie. This is the 5th letter, which is V in Roman numerals. I in Roman numerals is the same, 9 and 1. And E, it says movie. The yellow and the red says movie. Here's a combination of count, 1, 5, and 9. This one to the center is 2. This one back is 2. Plus and minus 2 gets you 3. Plus and minus 2 gets you 7. 7 and 3 gets you Nibiru. So it's a circle around these two. And we play inside. These are outside the circle. The inside and the outside to the circle. Miracle or mirac. Okay, when you have the letter Q and the letter M13 from the orange ball in the sun, it says mirac. This is 9 and 9, I and R. 7, 2 is 9. 8, 1 is 9. 8, 9, 1, 2, which is 3, 8, 9. The 3, the 8, and the 9, the 3 localities of the 9 birth of the 2 heavens. 3, 8, 9. We get that out of Ketchup. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Monday for most, Mass, 13. Tuesday gets 20. Becomes 39. Monday and Tuesday become the sky. I'm only using the first, the first initial. But there's something funny in Tuesday, because in Tuesday, okay, because it's the number 2 sounding, and we put a number 2, this will now look like a Q. This representation says a tail. Do not forget, you live where you are. Look around you. Are you listening to me in English? But I don't speak English. I don't speak English at all. I speak a language you've never heard. But what you hear is what you hear, because you prefer to hear it that way. You prefer to hear me look at the Q and tell you it's a T, and you should believe me, but you won't, because you know it's a T, and a 2 is a 2. That's the way I write where I'm from. I don't know any different. I went to school. I was the dumbest one there. I went to one of your schools. I happened to be the dumbest one. When I went to my school, he says, ingenuitive. I go, ingenuitive? I says, that's where I'm at. I'm an ingenuity. I'm a gratuity to life. I'm adding on to what you already did to everything. Gosh. My own personal reality. In my own house. On an internet that I rented by the month. And I pay my bill. They let me do the videos. And then all of a sudden, one guy says to me, I don't like your videos. Last week I had somebody not like my videos 9 times in a row. Unless the button was stuck and it wasn't their fault. Unless nobody did it at all and it was a computer glitch. So however I want to perceive to partake within my own reality, that is true, because it happened. I had to get a witness. It's almost everything I do. I can't meet you. I need a witness to make sure that everything I do, it's not only in my own personal perception and my own reality, but in the reality of the balance of life that extends around my circle. Because it's the around my circle of the goo you don't even feel. It's right here. I touch it. Oh my God, it's cold. It's warm. The sun is heating it up, making it cold. But this air that's around me is a mask. And I am the outline of the dance. And everywhere I move, the little lamb moves too. The skin, the inside of the skin. This is the outside of me. But the reality is, I'm little bits of, because completion is a ball. What is completion to me is a ball. There was something else I wanted to speak about, and it was the word in the sun. And I really love this. You tell me, I tell you, we tell each other. Under the gun, G-U-N, 7, 14, 21, 777. So you think it was chosen? 1 is with 6 and always a 7. 0 equals 6. 6 is with 1. 1, 6, and 0 go together. 0 equals 6. 6, 1, 6. The spirit is 76. 736, 245, 254th day, 9/11. The first day, the 211th day, 254th day, take away the 11 days, it'd be 244. The 245th day is the second day of September, 27. Anyways, this is 245. 245 and 245 is 90 and 90, because 1, 2, and 3 are telling you, okay? 1, 2, or 3, this is 86. This is the mind. 8, 4 on this side, 4 on this side. 3 of what you use here, because your back is against the wall. 3 of what you use here, the back is against the wall. You play the C, because your back is against the wall somewhere, okay, or 2 sides. So this is 2 worlds. I take a circle and I put it here. I take a circle, put it here, 45 and 45. Or the opposite of 145 is another 45. Either it's 45 minutes and the clock goes this way, and 45 minutes and the clock goes this way. We can do, what do we do with this 45? 4 times 5 is the number of the sun, equals the IT system. There are 2 of them. Is it because if there's a 1 system, there's the one here, and then there's the one down here? Or there's the one here and the one here, or the one that goes this way, and then the one that goes this way, making up all 4. 2 here and 1 here. 1 goes north-south, and the 4 is the ring. 1 and 4. 4 around, 1 north-south. 2 opposites and 1 north-south. 1 is the ass and 1 is the head. The question is, what is the question? Sun. S-U-N, the 19th letter, the 21st letter, and the 14th letter. Sun. 5, 3, 1 and 9 is 10, 1. This says ace. This is also the orange ball. This also says me. 14th letter, this says me. Love. Love. 198,000, 198. 9 away from 9 equals 10 or 8. 8 equals 7 or 9. 7, 8, 9, 10. 72 is the clock. 866, 66 is 36. By 8 is 240 and 48. 888. 19, 888. Put the 0 in the center. Why put 0 in the center? Because 0 will now be what the two sides are. It's 868 because the opposite of 8 on a cube is 6. It becomes 868. 868 is 384, and that's the leap year, I think, by the Hebrew. This is a multiplication. In addition, love equals 54. 12, 37, Nibiru, LNO, the beginning of Nibiru, right here. 27. It is the Y, or the IVE. Why does it switch to the IVE? Because 15 is one part of. One L is one wing. One part of one wing makes two wings. All of a sudden, if it's two wings, L would be two L's would be 24. 1.5 times 24 for the body that it supports halfway between each wing and between equals to 36, and that's the creation of the totality. So love, 12 equals 1 and 2, 3. O equals 15, 1 and 5, 6. V equals 22, 2 and 2, 4. E equals 5. 9, 9. 6 and 5, 11. 4 and 3, 7. 7, 11. 7, 9, 11. 3 by 6 is 18 times 4 is the 72 parts of the turn. 5 by 4 is 20 by 6 is 120. What it turns around, the 120 pool balls. Adding up the 1 to 15 equals 120 equals 126. 1 and 15 equals 16. Add 16 to 126 is 142. 5 by 4 is 9. 54 is the number to the sun. 9 times 6 is 54. The number to the sun comes up in love. 18 by 4 comes up to 72 to clock. 72 and 54 is 126, the spirit of Venus Saturn. 5 by 4 is 20 times 6 times 3 is 360. 3 by 6 is 18 times 4 is 72, 360. Plus 9, 11. 9, 9, 11. I can do it that way, but 60, 0 equals 6 equals 366 days a year, or 99 of Jupiter. I could have left it at 99, I didn't, but 9, 11 and 9 and 2 are the same thing. 9, 11, either you're counting 9 over to 11, 1 and 1 is 2. The 11 is 2, 11 is 14, 1 and 4 is 5, then 14 is 17, 1 and 7 is 8. So now we see where 17 is next on this. So this is 6 and 5, 11. 3 and 4 is 7, equals to 18 Resh. 18 plus this is 378, creation of the 7th gate. Now I'm going to show you what we did in this, in a small little thing. I know I didn't tell you much, but I'm just trying to open to you up because it all seems to reflect around this right here. R is 18, M is 13, 1 and 3. 18 and 13 equals to 31. This is 13. Even if I add R to it, it remains the same. 13 plus 18 is 31. 3 times 1, 3 plus 1 is 3 and 4. It stays the same as DC. The difference is 119 right over here, A and S. So what I'm going to do right now is 3 by 6 is 18. 3 by 5 is 15. 3 by 4 is 12. It says this. It says gold. The gold is in the sun. Ray, a drop of golden sun. 12 Days of Christmas are explaining how they built and took away or added onto so that they know exactly what's going on, whoever's doing whatever it is, for the good or for the bad. I want to change this to 7, 9, 11 is 18. I had to repair that one. So we saw what happened. We saw what happened to sun. And you see what I did over here? I went 1/6 because it's 1 of 6. You only can be, you have a choice. There's 18. But guess what? If you walk forward one more, there's still 18, except you're on the next one. Doesn't matter where you go. There's always the next one. Now, how did I get to gun 735? Oh, yes, from over here. It's 135. But 1 is the opposite of 6, saying the distance is 5. So it's either 535 and staying in the center, or you went to the other end and you went to the gateway, 735. That's how we get 735. 73 is Nibiru, and this is the electric company, Earth, Jupiter. Nibiru, Earth, Jupiter. It's a cycle that comes around, probably running on a rim. Even if it's not a spaceship, this planet might be running on a rim or a rail. It might be a rail system these planets are moving on. Okay, monorail maybe. And they can't really go anywhere else but where they are. There was one other thing that was missing in here. 5 by 3 is 15. This will equal the number 23. 5 by 3, 5 plus 3 is 8 and 15, 23. Plus the 1 that links the mind, the one spirit, the arrow, the flesh, the skin. This one over here. Yes, what I was talking about is when you go through a tube. If you're going through a tube, you're on Highway 15 and you're at mile marker 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many more ways can I say that? When you add up, this over here will automatically say the light. This is 5 and 6 is the same thing as saying 1 and 2. This is almost like saying Father. This is number 1 until the other end, but it's what's in between. If I want to count to 10 and I start here, and over here I get the 10, that would be my center. 10 here, 10 here. So this actual point would have to say 0, and this number would say 30. From here to here to here, and I need its own 10. But in this 30, I will divide it here, and I will divide it here. And within this over here, I will start at 20. But I have to minus 15. Why do I have to do that? Because this whole thing over here is 20. But this one, once this one gets this one, this one gets this one, this one has to get this one for this one has to get this one for this one. That's 40. So you take away 15 and 15 from 40. You have 15 and 15 from 40, so you work with 30 in between. There's 5 left here, and there's only 5 left over here. I'd have to explain that. I know I'm not saying it right because maybe I'm not seeing it right. There was one other thing I wanted to add on. Me and my friend were thinking about cutting this, but the only way to cut it is with a saw. So this saw is the same on both sides. The ass of this saw is actually down here doing the cutting. You know when I say the ball is everything? Well, this is complete by having these two ends the same, but this saw is sharp and this one is not, but these two handles are the same. Something is the same. I have 2 arms on the opposite side. So these guys are cutting this piece of wood. So I need a guy here, I need the saw, and I need the piece of wood. When we're finished cutting that piece of wood, the piece comes off, these 2 guys get it. Now they want to share it. They cut it in half, but they yin and they yang it to make it perfectly so they each get an equal part. Raphael 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. There was one more thing, and it was vote number 3. There's also something on the days of the week, French and English, that I already showed you on Tuesday, in which all the days of the week, like Saturday and Sunday, is actually saying 55. And Saturday and Sunday in French are actually talking about the Delta spirit. I think Delta means left spirit. And one of the reasons I say that is because the small letter D has its belly towards the left where the left king is. Although I'm looking at it left, it could be right. But I see the Delta spirit as the left spirit. There was one other thing on here, and it had to do with a pig's pregnancy. The bagel, the way things are broken apart. 1, 2, 3, 4 areas that I was speaking before. ABC, foul. Foul is a smell. It's also a knockout in baseball. Baseball is one of these corners. We just ended the National Basketball. Golden State stayed on the same highway as Chicago, running all the way. The word Harry, DEF, 6 and 3, 3 and 6, right? 6 and 3, 3 and 6, 9 and 9, 18, 9 and 9, 18. 18 is R, 1 is A, H is 8, I is 9. It says Harry. Harry who? There's just so many things to look at. If I was looking at coordinates, going down here from here to here to here, there's 3 here, there's 2 here, there's 1 here. See the box? There's 1 box, there's 2 boxes, there's 3 boxes. So I talk about the full number of the box. Each one of these boxes calls for a spare. A complete box calls for a strike. The strike is the middle that connects all of them. That's why the strike is strong and the spare only gets 1. Strike gets the next 2, spare gets the next 1 throw. 36 total, 9, 9, 3, 21, 9, 9, 6, 24. U and X, ABX. I don't know what it means. I know it has to do with communication. ABX, communication, Earth, Saturn, Jupiter. Connection of Pluto, which is the 2 worlds, 414, the birth, connecting the 2 of them. Mars, Nibiru, God, Jesus, Truth, Honest, 1, 2, 3, ABC. What are their own realities? 1 times 3 times A, 3 times B, 3 times C. We must do this. This is the way it works. Then 1, then 2, then 3. We bring it back to the beginning. The beginning becomes 4, 8, 3. This is the beginning of space and the church. The church is underneath the what do you call them? The corners. They hold them up. Something had to do big time. I saw something about the pig. 3, here it is. I'm going to show this in my next video. 351 is everything. It's the alphabet. It's the sun. It's love. It's a whole. 39, 38, 37. Why? Because this is the center and the right side. When I multiply 9 by 37, Nibiru, comes out to 333. Nibiru, the pig's pregnancy in the tunnel. When I click 9 to the sky, it gives me the cat and the ace pack, 351. When I do this one over here, it's 342. It gives me the jail. And I know I'm so right. When it gives me the movie, 13 and 15, M and O, 4 and 6, the East-West movement under the sun, Zion, Israel. This becomes 19. This becomes 11. S-K. What does that mean? K, S-K. It's a keys. The letter S, E-S, and the letter K in the A family. Or it's a caw. Or it's a caw, 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 what a bird calls. Anyways, I'm getting a little silly. The thing with reason for catch-up, okay, in the year we're in, is because cat's up. Cat means 4. 4 is the center, and it is the birth, and it is the entry into the Stanley Cup Finals or the Basketball Association, any series that takes 7 games, but 4 brings you on to the next level. That is the reality of the 7th gate. When you go through a door, 7, 8, 9 is 1. And then 9 goes into 6 and runs with 1 in life, bringing the spirit into life. Cats are 4s, catch-up, okay, is the reality of why I say it. Ketchup says 4 and 7, and it says the next level. Just like I did Heinz ketchup before, Heinz 57, the letter H, I, N, Z, all added together equals to a total of 57. Or if the H was both I's, that would be 18. If the NZ would both Z's, that would be 52 and 18. That would be your 70. If the IH was both 8, that would be 16, bringing in the light. If the NZ was both N, that would be 14, 14, and an N bringing in the moon. 1 minute, please. So once we bring in the NN, is 28, the moon, and 16. 38, 44, we bring in space, 4 by 4, P, 4 plus 4, H, P and H. 24, bringing in the flight of the phoenix. Thank you for watching.